What if I told you that the Iraqi dinar could be just moments away from making history in 2025, might finally be the year everything changes? Imagine waking up one morning, checking the exchange rates, and seeing a number you never thought possible. For years, we've been tracking every clue, every move, every hidden piece of intel, and now all signs are pointing in one direction. The IQD banking system is primed, digital, and fully prepared to connect to the global stage. The real question is not if, but when. And today, we're going to break down exactly why the infrastructure, the technology, and even the political timing are lining up in a way we've never seen before. This isn't just another rumor. This is about the facts on the ground, the global banking connections, and the hidden strategies finally coming into focus. Stick with me, because by the end, you might be convinced that 2025 is the year. First, let's talk about what's happening right now. As of the latest updates, the Iraqi dinar is showing a handle rate of 127 on a specialized forex platform. This isn't the public rate you see on traditional currency exchanges. It's what's running inside Iraq's digital banking infrastructure. According to credible intel, this internal rate is fully active, managed by a secure system that uses artificial intelligence to control transactions and protect against threats from surrounding regions. Think about it. A banking system shielded from 6 bordering countries, fully digital and run by AI. This level of security isn't just about safety, it's about readiness, digital walls, biometric voting, AI-driven safeguards. Iraq has quietly built a foundation to connect with major U.S. banks. And guess what? Those U.S. banks are already set up with similar digital capabilities, waiting for the switch to be flipped. Could this be the silent build-up before the public sees the change? In the background, we've seen huge moves by major banks that point to a new financial era. Bank of America has partnered with Ripple to use RLUSD, a stablecoin designed for high-security digital transfers. JP Morgan, which already has branches in Iraq, has teamed up with Coinbase to integrate USDC into its system. And then there's World Liberty Financial, launching its own stablecoin on September 1st, a sign that stable, AI-compatible digital currencies are becoming the norm. These stablecoins are not optional, they're a core requirement for the next-gen banking systems. Every serious player in global finance is moving into this space, and Iraq is right there with them. If you've been wondering why all these preparations have been happening quietly over the past few years, the answer is simple: they've been building the highway before letting the traffic on. The road is ready, the lights are green, but the cars, that's us, haven't been allowed to drive just yet. So why the delay? Why can't you just walk into a bank right now and exchange USD for IQD at the new rate? The answer may surprise you. It's not about technology anymore, it's about political timing. Recent reports from specialized financial memos confirm that the Iraqi dinar is fully armed for public rate visibility at a potential figure of 48.101, with all the institutional infrastructure in place. The rate is loaded into the digital forex systems, but it's being held back, suppressed, until the right moment. And what's holding that moment? Coordinated political optics. That means the release isn't a random event, it's tied to how it will look to the world, the balance of power, and the messages it will send. We're talking about global-level coordination, with every move timed for maximum effect. If that doesn't give you chills, I don't know what will. Let's dig deeper into what political timing really means. Think about the major players: the US, the World Economic Forum, regional alliances, and the global banking elite. Each has a vested interest in when and how Iraq steps onto the big stage. It's not just about economics, it's about perception, control, and influence. The Albanian Center's white paper on Iraq even highlights how global think tanks track sentiment, test public reactions, and shape messages before big moves happen. This isn't speculation, it's standard strategy in major geopolitical and financial shifts. They're looking for the perfect moment when the stars align politically, economically, and socially to make the revaluation undeniable and unshakable. Could that moment come in 2025, With multiple international events scheduled, including UN meetings where key Iraqi leaders will be present, the optics could be lining up sooner than anyone expected. Comment below if you believe political timing is the final piece of the puzzle. Now, let's not ignore the skeptics. Some voices out there saying Iraq's economy isn't stable and that they rely too heavily on oil, but the facts from credible international sources paint a different picture. The World Bank, the United Nations, and the World Health Organization have all noted Iraq's increasing stability and security. And yes, while oil remains a major part of their economy, Iraq is actively moving toward diversification, something the central bank has acknowledged and is acting on. AI-powered banking, digital wallets, and cash-to-digital transitions are all part of that strategy. In other words, Iraq isn't waiting to be ready. They are ready, and they're already operating under systems that rival or exceed many developed nations. The gap between their internal readiness and public accessibility is shrinking fast, and that's exactly why this moment feels so different from the past false alarms. Speaking of AI, it's not just about security. It's about efficiency. Artificial intelligence now plays a role in Iraq's medical systems, pharmaceuticals, manufacturing, and yes, it's banking. Everything from plastics to cars to currency flows can be monitored, optimized, and secured by AI. This isn't some futuristic theory, it's happening right now. The Iraqi banking system is running on AI-integrated platforms that connect seamlessly with global systems. That means when the switch is flipped, they won't be testing. It will already be proven and ready to run at full speed. And here's something exciting: the new e-wallet system in Iraq allows citizens to move money in and out of the country instantly. They couldn't do that before. Think about the implications for trade, tourism, and personal finance once the new rate is live. This is a game changer, and it's hiding in plain sight. Let's connect the dots. The technology is ready. The infrastructure is active. The banks are linked. Stablecoins are in place. The AI systems are operational. International consulting firms like Oliver Wyman and auditing giants like Ernst & Young have been embedded in Iraq's financial sector for years, ensuring compliance, transparency, and readiness. Military sources have confirmed the presence of additional oversight organizations to make sure no detail is missed. This is not the kind of setup you abandon or delay without reason. The reason, as we've already covered, is political timing, and once that changes, the release could happen in hours, not weeks. If you've been in this for years, you know that patience is part of the process, but even the most patient investors are starting to sense that we are closer now than ever before. So here's where we stand in 2025. Iraq's Prime Minister, al-Sudani, could be traveling to the U.S. this month, possibly to Washington or New York for the United Nations meeting on September 22nd. These high-level gatherings are often where behind the scenes agreements are finalized away from public eyes. Could the revaluation be one of those hidden agenda points? It's possible. And here's something to think about. Both President Trump and other key international figures are expected to be in attendance. Political optics, remember, if a major financial move like the IQD revaluation is going to happen, it would make sense to align it with an event where global attention is already focused. That's how you control the narrative and ensure maximum impact. Are we seeing that alignment right now? You decide. Comment below with your thoughts. The question everyone asks is, when it happens, where do you go? Some insiders say, redemption centers. But the truth is, those are specialized banks trained to handle large foreign currency exchanges. These institutions already know exactly how to process IQD when the time comes. But here's a warning. Calling your bank right now could backfire. If too many people start asking ahead of time, it could create unnecessary attention and delay the rollout. Instead, the smarter play is to be prepared quietly, know which banks in your area have foreign currency desks, and be ready to move the moment the green light appears. Remember, when the rate goes public, the window to exchange at the highest possible value might be limited. The early movers often benefit most, and if 2025 is indeed the year, then preparation today could be the difference between a missed chance and a life-changing opportunity. The transition from a cash-based economy to a digital one in Iraq has been years in the making. Global consulting firms like Oliver Wyman have been crafting strategic plans to diversify Iraq's economy, while Ernst & Young has been auditing government finances for over 3 years. These aren't minor moves. They're the building blocks of a stable, internationally integrated financial system. K2 Integrity, a high-level financial compliance organization, is also involved, ensuring every transaction can meet global anti-money laundering standards. These layers of oversight and preparation mean that once Iraq makes the move, they won't just join the global financial market, they'll be competing at a world-class level from day one. Think about that. A nation once considered unstable now has systems in place that could rival some of the most advanced economies on the planet. That's the kind of transformation that turns heads, and it's one reason why 2025 feels so different. Let's talk about energy, both the literal kind and the economic kind. Iraq sits on over 150 billion barrels of oil, making it one of the richest energy nations in the world. And with AI systems running not just banking but industries like pharmaceuticals, plastics, and manufacturing, the need for consistent, high-output energy is critical. This combination of vast natural resources and cutting-edge technology creates a unique position. Iraq can power its own modernization while funding further growth through exports. Stable energy means stable economics, and stable economics means strong currency potential. This is why some analysts believe the IQD could revalue to levels most people never imagined. The energy, the technology, the banking infrastructure, it's all a web of readiness. And when you connect these dots, it paints a very clear picture. Iraq isn't just ready for a rate change, they're ready to thrive after it. The e-wallet system introduced in 2024 was another massive leap forward. Before, moving money in and out of Iraq was slow, expensive, and heavily restricted. Now, with the new system, transactions happen at lightning speed, both domestically and internationally. This is not just about convenience, it's about accessibility. When citizens and businesses can move funds freely, it fuels trade, tourism, and foreign investment. Pair that with a competitive IQD rate, and suddenly Iraq becomes a hotspot for international business. We've seen this pattern before in other nations that modernize their banking systems before adjusting their currency values. The revaluation acted like a magnet for global capital. And here's the kicker: according to some reports, this e-wallet was described by insiders as just as important as the June 8 digital launch. That's how critical this piece is. 2 major digital breakthroughs in less than a year. That's not coincidence, that's strategy. For longtime IQD holders, the emotional journey has been a roller coaster, years of hope, delays, rumors, and mixed messages. But what we're seeing now from past hype cycles, back then, key infrastructure wasn't in place. Stablecoins weren't mainstream, Iraq's AI systems weren't active, international oversight wasn't embedded, and global banking integration wasn't complete. Today, all those boxes are checked, the only missing piece is that political green light. And as 2025 unfolds, with global summits and high-level diplomatic meetings on the calendar, the probability of that green light appearing is higher than it has ever been. For those who have waited a decade or more, this could be the chapter where patience finally pays off. But here's my advice: don't just hope. Stay informed, stay ready, and keep your eyes on the timing signals. Because when it happens, it will happen fast. One of the most fascinating parts of this story is how the suppression works. The rate, according to financial memos, is already loaded into the Forex system across multiple telemetry layers, meaning it's there but it's hidden from public view. This isn't a theory, it's a documented reality in specialized financial circles. The reason for hiding it? To prevent premature speculation, destabilization, and uncontrolled capital movements before the official release. In other words, the system is ready to go live at the push of a button, but until the political optics line up, that button stays unpressed. This makes it a waiting game, not for Iraq's readiness, but for the perfect alignment of timing, narrative, and control. And based on everything we're seeing, that alignment might not be years away. It might be months, or even weeks. That's why so many in the IQD community feel an urgency like never before. When you take a step back, you can see how all the moving parts fit together. Iraq's internal rate at 127, its potential public rate at 48,101, the integration with U.S. banking systems, the use of stablecoins, AI-driven infrastructure, oversight from global financial leaders, and the massive oil reserves all form a foundation most nations would envy. This is why global think tanks are watching so closely. They know that a successful revaluation would not only transform Iraq but also send shockwaves through regional and global markets. It could shift trade routes, alter currency baskets, and even challenge existing power dynamics. That's why timing is so critical. Once Iraq makes its move, it will change the game. And in 2025, with so many strategic events happening, the opportunity for that move is staring us right in the face. Now here's where you come in. This isn't just a passive story you watch unfold. It's one you can prepare for. Whether you're holding IQD already or just watching from the sidelines, understanding the signs of readiness can give you an edge. Watch for confirmed travel by key Iraqi leaders to the U.S., watch for sudden policy announcements around digital transactions, and watch for hints from global banking institutions about new currency integrations. These are your early warning signals, and if this is the year, those signals could start flashing at any moment. In the past, people have missed out because they didn't recognize the signs until it was too late. Don't let that be you. Engage with the community, share updates, and keep your ear to the ground, because the moment the light turns green, every second will count. So, is 25 the year the IQ finally goes public at a new rate? All the evidence says we are closer than ever. The systems are ready, the banks are ready, the technology is live, and the infrastructure is bulletproof. The only thing left is that elusive political timing. And with international meetings, economic summits, and high-level negotiations happening this year, the chances of that moment arriving are higher than they've been in over a decade. This isn't wishful thinking, it's the logical conclusion of years of preparation. The question is, will you be ready when it happens? Drop a comment below if it's already done, or if you think we're just days away. And if you've been holding IQD for years, let us know how long you've been in the game. Because when this breaks, the world will be watching. And you'll want to say you saw it coming.